What's up guys, Mr. here once again for the yearly top 10 list, where everyone's opinions matter because we write it so. Normal rules apply, only games I first played in 2020 can count for the list, and no remakes, remasters, or enhanced versions of games I've already played. So Persona 5 Royal just gets a very honorable mention, but even if the rules didn't take it out of the running, I probably would have already, as the original was my top game of the last decade, so it'd kind of be unfair. But with that out of the way, let's jump in to it with number 10. At the 10th spot, we have a game that from my childhood I should have played, at least if my brother let me play it. But now that there's a new version, so at number 10 we have the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. This classic from the DS and GBA era is a turn-based, grid-based movement RPG. When did Pokemon become Fire Emblem minus the waifus? While not a totally accurate comparison, it's not too far off the mark either. The story is, one day you wake up as a Pokemon with no memory of your past, but believing you are human. So off you go on an adventure to learn more about the world you woke up in. The game is fun to play, however, if you play for too long of sessions, it will get boring while you play it, so play in chunks. And it will be a fun time if you don't bother with the post game. It will consume you. At number 9, we have Good Job, a game where you do simple everyday tasks like set up a projector, find people, or sort boxes to climb up the corporate ladder. So how is this game fun? Well, as the child of the boss, you have some creative liberties on how you can get the task done. Like with a projector, you can slingshot it to the destination with it probably going through a wall or 7. It's the way you do the task that makes Good Job fun, as the damage you do doesn't impact the grade you get at the end of the level, as time seems to be the only thing that you need to worry about. Now, as fun as breaking stuff is, if you play on long play sessions, it does get repetitive, and some later levels feel too long for the type of game this is, but you get hats, so 10 out of 10 game. Do you ever just get the urge to just play Mario Party minigames? Well, do I have a game just for you? Not that one. This one's actually fun. Fall Guys is a multiplayer battle royale game in the loosest sense of the term. The minigames are very fun to play and bullshit at times. Here's how a typical game of Fall Guys goes. Fuck, you fucking cunt. Holy fucking shit, why can't you hit the ball, you motherfucker? Maybe I went a bit too far there. Either that or Fall Guys brings out the worst in me. Fall Guys is the definition of the one more game mentality, because it's fun and the games aren't too long, but you will swear, and getting close to the crown and failing is crushing to say the least. On a brighter note, it was free on PS Plus when it was released. That was bold. With this next one, you'll need a bottle of wine, maybe full-bodied one, while playing Catherine Full Body. Get ready to climb, run, fall, and dangle off edges for dear life in this nightmare from the devil himself, just trying to kill you. You play as Vincent, a man with a problem. He has 3 girls after him, his longtime girlfriend, a blonde bombshell, and the amnesiac useful one. But my one question is, why are they all named Catherine? Though the only thing more confusing than the names are some of the levels. Let me just say, if you hear the bell at the beginning of the level, fear everything. We should probably go to get a drink at the Stray Sheep and talk to some of the locals for their stories. Maybe save a few lives at night, or just get drunk to forget the nightmares. There is no way in hell I can make a smooth transition to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Animal Crossing came out at the right time. Not only did it release alongside the new Doom, but it also released when lockdowns were beginning, and it helped out a lot of people when 2020 started to hit the fan. But for me, it may look like an odd choice. As I once said, Animal Crossing isn't for me. I tried New Leaf again, and it clicked this time around, and New Horizons has a lot of the same features that made me enjoy New Leaf. Granted, most had to be patched in, and being in debt to a tanuki isn't the idea of fun for anyone. It's enjoyable in the ways you interact with the island and your villagers. You feel like you become friends with your villagers. While paying back your debt in real life sucks, in Animal Crossing, Tom Nook charges no interest fee. Little asshole, why can't I have debt like that in real life? If you asked me before I was on the internet, and even for a few years after I got onto the internet, if I knew who Miles Morales was, I'd say, who? But after Into the Spider-Verse, a fantastic movie, Miles was on everybody's mind. And to kickstart the PS5, we have SpiderMan Miles Morales on the PS4, because fuck scalpers. You really feel like an up-and-coming Spider-Man in this game, as Miles doesn't have as much experience as Peter. He takes longer to beat up bad guys, and the gadgets are simpler than Peter's. So are the activities. They are simple, but they work so well. The gameplay is improved from the first Spider-Man, as Miles has his Venom Strike and camouflage to make stealth a lot easier to pull off. I also pushed back this script so I could play the game. Could make the cut. One of the many reasons this was later than I wanted, but it was 100% worth it, as Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, and this is an excellent addition to the lore, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. Piloting a giant mech would be fucking awesome, right? But what if it could talk and be like a buddy cop dynamic that rips your fucking heart out by the end game? Titanfall 2, everybody! You and your trusty companion BT travel across different planets to figure out what's going on and stop whoever is behind what's going on. BT is your Titan, and he has a few different weapons that can make a fight fun and varied. And you're not vulnerable on your own. In fact, one of my favorite moments is when BT isn't available. And then there are the ticks.
We shall see how impressive. Let's just say Reapers are kind of mini Titans.
Yeah, they always have been. That's why I have a Spitfire.
Oh! Oh God! Tick 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 tick.
Got it. Ticks.
Oh boy!
Delivering militia test subjects.
You sounded like Elmo there.
It sounded like what?
Yeah, I really hope I could never have to deal with ticks again. And even Apex Legends were inspired by stories from Titanfall 2. The main example is Octane. He was inspired by the training course at the start of the game. He did it in real life with grenades to boost his speed. You see what went wrong there, right? In this game, you're trying to find out who the killer is, using only your wits and deduction skills to find the imposter among us. Among Us is the game that has benefited the most from the world going to shit, to put it lightly. The premise of Among Us is great. It is similar to tabletop games like Ultimate Werewolf, and it's always fun to trick your friends to be on your side, only to kill them in the end. And there's no better feeling. But on the flip side, it's the worst feeling to be tricked. The tasks are quick and easy games, and some you just do them with no input from you. I will say it's impossible to get footage right now with randoms because of a hack that happened a while back. Now, I don't blame people for being nervous, but it just sucks that I have to use footage from someone else. Link to their channel in the description. Among Us can be brutal, but
so much fun.
If you 100% this game, you're nuts. If you do it 4 or more times in a few months, you're insane. It's Crash 4, it's about time, everybody. Crash 4 was a long time coming if you've been waiting for a good Crash game, as the last good one I played was Twin Sanity on the PS2, and the others were hit and miss, mostly miss. But with Crash 4, this is a fundamental reboot to Crash, as the games after the original trilogy mean nothing, and I'm okay with that. The gameplay is fun and challenging. It's the same with the level design because fuck, it's hard. You will die a lot, and I never wanted to quit, as for the most part, it's fair. Not always, but most times. The live system is something people will either love or hate. I enjoy it, but I can see how people would find it not necessary. But I also never found myself low on lives when I die over 30 times in a level. You wanna know the kicker? We never got an answer to how Cortex got back to the future from the ending of Crash 3. So is Wrath of Cortex still canon? Probably not. Let's hope not. Ghost of Tsushima is my game of the year. When this game was close to release, I wasn't paying attention to it. It wasn't until I saw the 20-minute gameplay video where I saw it look promising, so I decided to pick it up. And holy shit, is this game beautiful. And the combat looks clunky, but it's as smooth as butter. You'll be killing the invading Mongols with ease. The story is fantastic, with Jin swaying away from the rigid path of a samurai set by his uncle to the free path of the ghost. Now, if you're like me, you'll want to see if you can stay on the path of the samurai. But I got bored and started on the path of the ghost. Jin did it for the people of Tsushima. I did it because I was bored. Moral victory to Jin! To the team over at Sucker Punch Productions, thank you for making a game that I love. With this game, I can safely say you are my favorite developers, having 2 games on my favorite games list. So, thank you. Thanks for watching. You made it to the end of the video. Why don't you tell me your top 10 in the comments down below. I'm from the Scared1, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Later!